I'll let you know. I have some others by probably Monday. If you're in class, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome. Yeah, no worries. Hi, is that Bob? Bob is here.
This is Bob.
it.
Hey,
Good
Bob.
morning.
Hey, everybody.
Good morning. Armando's in class.
Hi, Armando.
I see that. I'm having a bit of an issue here. Still, I can't open this window up any bigger. Huh. Well, that ain't fun.
Charles, on our end, it's full screen.
Good. Okay, as long as it's full screen on your end. Okay. Let's see. Let's close that. Make that go away. Okay. So let's see. The problem is I can't tell how many of you there are.
At least 5. Well, 4.
Yeah.
Not counting you, 4.
Okay. Well, don't count me. I don't count.
Yes, you do.
Nah.
You're the main deal.
Well. Good morning. I talked to you yesterday, right?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Okay. And your name is Grace. Okay. All right. Well. All right, we're gonna get rolling here in a minute. Let everybody get here. Hey, Armando. How are you doing? All right. Looking very fashionable there. You got the jeans rolled up, your ankles.
Well, it's how they did it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they went and got us, the old fans, this hand is big. That's okay.
I have to wear a chicken because the mosquitoes get me.
Anybody else have a problem with mosquitoes in the room?
Outside,
Outside? Oh, getting to the room. Yeah. Well, don't hang out, in mosquito-infested places. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay, you guys ready to rock and roll?
Ready when you are, CD.
Okay, let's see. Rebecca, Veronica. Hi, Veronica. Bob.
Good morning.
John's here. Hey, John.
Hello.
Susan is here. Okay, that's it. Okay. All right, we got about 4 of you out there. All right, so today we're going to continue on talking about perspective, right? Okay. Now remember, what did we do? We drew the boxes, right? And we talked about 1-point perspective, right? And 2-point perspective. So everybody know what those are, right? What's the difference? Anybody know the difference between 1 and 2-point perspective out there?
Not at all. One has 1 point, one has 2 points.
There you go. Genius. Okay. All right. Yeah, the difference is, okay, 1-point perspective, everything is going to one single vanishing point on the horizon. Okay. 2-point perspective means that you have objects sitting in the room, like we have all these chairs and things like that. If we had to do a perspective drawing of this room, right, that chair would have 2 different vanishing points. Okay? The chair over here would have different vanishing points, but they would still all end up on the same horizon.
Can't hear you too well.
Okay, I'm trying to yell.
yeah, because the sun was glass.
Yeah, but like I said, okay, if I pick any different chair in here, they're all going to have 2 different vanishing points, but they're all going to be on the same horizon line or eye level, right? Okay, so they're not going to be multiple eye level or anything, but it's always going to be 2 vanishing points going to that horizon line, unless that chair is right there where Linda is sitting, because it's directly in front of me. That one's going to be a 1 point perspective.
What would happen with Linda by herself only, nothing around? How you would call it?
Huh?
With Linda by herself and nothing around, how would you call it?
Well, that would just be a 1 point perspective. Because that one is going back to the horizon. And it's not turned enough in either direction, right, to make it a 2 point. Where Toby is sitting, right, is definitely, raise your hand, Toby. Okay, that's Toby. Okay? Where Toby is sitting is definitely a 2 point perspective. See? Because, I see, the front of the chair, one of the and part of the side of the chair. So it's got to go off to two of them. Points. The same thing with you, Armando. The same thing with Ray, right? Same thing with Barbara. Okay? So again, the key about perspective is it's about explaining to the viewer where you are, you the viewer, in relation to all the objects that you're including in the image. Okay? All right. So that's just a general review. Now we're going to jump in to some new stuff. Okay? Now, that word, you might want to learn it. Sfumato. Okay? For you guys out there in TV land, you see that? It's an Italian word. Yes, Leonardo da Vinci came up with it.
What's the word?
Show us again.
Sfumato.
Oh, that's tomato.
No, not tomato.
Oh, tomato.
Sfumato.
Okay.
Okay, sfumato. Okay. And what it means is atmospheric perspective. Okay? So like, for example, okay, let's see. All right, now, okay, this was the problem the last time in not being able to, let's see, what happens, no, that's something else. I don't want to close it. Ah, there we go. Ha ha! Yay!
We're gonna throw Rebecca. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Figured it out. All right. We're going to share a screen. Okay. So everybody see this? Whoop. This house?
Yes.
Okay. You can't see it because I'm in the way, right?
Yes.
No, I can do it. Okay, I know I'm not transparent. Okay, so if you had to draw this, how could you tell somebody that this area back here is way far away from you?
Make it darker.
That's a yellow color. More muted?
Well, but we're drawing.
Contrast.
So, that word, we've heard it before. Contrast, right? And you got 5 types of contrast, right? Actually, you got more, but there's 5 that we commonly use as a painter, right? Now, if you're drawing, you have a few more in your toolbox.
Girls, I can't hear you.
I said, if you're drawing, you have more than 5, right? But those 5 that you use for painting are, still relate, okay? So you've got color, right? All right, but your color is very limited. It's gray, right? And black and white. You have value, right? Light or dark. You don't have intensity because you're using purple,
Just asking questions. Do you really need that thing?
Yes.
Really do? Okay.
Otherwise, we are all going to be cooked ham at the end of this.
Okay, I won't ask.
We do have intensity, and you can press harder or lighter on the.
You have a darker value. It doesn't really change the intensity. You can't gray that down. You can't use it. Yeah, you can run it back. But when you do that, what are you doing? You're only making it lighter.
My name is Daniel, and I created this game.
So again, you mainly have value, right? You don't really have intensity, right? You really don't have color, right? All right. But another thing that you do have, you don't have temperature, but you do have hard and soft edges. So, and so as things go back away from you, look what's happening up here in the far left side of this photograph. That little bit of land, right, where the horizon line meets the sky. What happens there? Yeah, it gets fuzzy, it gets soft, right? And that makes that look far away. Plus, is there a lot of contrast there? No, the values are actually very close together, aren't they? Kind of in a very small range, right? So you don't have a lot of difference between dark and light back there. Okay? Now, as you come forward to the middle ground, right, which is this next ridge, what happens there? Well, it gets darker in value. Yeah.
The edge is a little cleaner.
Yeah, the edges are a little bit sharper, right? Okay, and look at what happens in the value range. Okay, they're a little bit wider, aren't they? Okay, you get a fairly, not a real strong dark, but fair dark, and then you get a, kind of a middle value, right? So you got a little broader value range here than you do back here. Okay, so what happens then as you come to up here where the house is?
The detail becomes more prevalent.
Right, okay, but the edges get sharper, right?
Right?
What happens to the value?
They get more intense.
Well, they get wider, don't they? You get strong lights, strong darks. Okay, and what else? This is a kind of contrast we haven't talked about before.
Detail?
Yeah, not really detail. Okay. How about the word texture?
Texture.
Texture. Look at the texture in the tree, right? So they get more, more textural, right? So you have more texture, a wider range of value, sharper edges. In other words, an easy way to express that is we get more
Hard and soft edges?
I think the word I'm looking for is contrast.
Contrast, okay.
Okay, yeah. Yes, that went under the sharper edges thing that we just talked about. But yeah, more contrast. So as things get closer to you, you get more contrast. As things get further away, you get less contrast. There you go. Okay, so if you tried to draw that, and you're only using Conte or charcoal, again, how are you going to make this house and this tree look close to you and that look far away?
Well, you would make it, you wouldn't bear down on your pencil as hard.
You wouldn't what?
You wouldn't bear down on your pencil as hard.
No, you wouldn't. Not if you're trying to draw, that far off horizon line, right?
Less pressure on your drawing pencil.
Right. Yeah, there's going to be, you're not going to press as hard. It's not going to get as dark, right? And what else can you do?
You could smudge it?
Yes. Okay, two geniuses in the room. Yes, you can use your very favorite tool, which is your finger, right? Soften it up. Okay. You can also use the kneaded erase. Okay. Break up that edge a little bit. Okay. So those are the things that you could do, right? And then when you're trying to draw the house or some of these trees, how are you going to treat them differently?
You'd be more deliberate in your sharp edges.
Yes, you're going to keep the sharp edges, right? And you're going to get more contrast in value, right? And how about the texture? See, there's lots of opportunity that you can create all kinds of textures in, right? Now, there's a lot of different ways of creating texture. Okay? So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you, I'll give you 10 minutes, okay? And on a piece of paper, I want you to make all kinds of different textures. Just experiment with how you're going to make textures. That paper. Okay? You know, just little areas, just experiment. All right? Different textures. Don't repeat it. Okay? What are you waiting for? Okay. Grab your board.
Well, see, if I were doing pastel, I would have already taken.
You're not?
But we're not doing it.
Wait a minute. Okay, we're short.
But never mind.
Whose board is this? That's here. Yours? Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. We got a board there. So you're using that one. Here.
They said first here, there was nobody here.
Huh?
It's the back here, but there's nobody here.
Who's sitting there? Who's sitting here? Right.
I can move that easily.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Well,
I can
okay, you
move
got
the
it.
stuff.
All right, so somebody else can grab that board over there. I guess. No, he's on the board. Okay. That's okay. Okay, you got one there. Okay. So, Grace?
Oh, that's mine.
Huh?
That's my book.
Oh, that's over here?
I'll be
Okay.
on it. I'll take that one.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there's one on the floor here.
But I'll just move this.
Yeah, whoever that is.
a little too nice.
I'll just copy.
Okay. Grab a board.
I don't have borders.
Huh?
I was trying to be nice, but
You know what they say about that, right?
yeah.
Okay. No good deed goes unpunished.
What's on here? Yeah. There's this one.
No, that's fine. Yeah. Do one. Take a piece of paper. Okay. Name uncurled.
Yeah,
Okay. So you got, like I said, well, you probably got about 8 minutes now. Textures. All kinds of textures. Textures. That kind of texture, that kind of thing. Without. Without. You know, texture.
So we don't want to draw that thing.
Not right now. You're not. Make a texture. Yeah, texture. Just little, you know, like little samples of what kind of textures can you use or make. Anything. Yeah, anything. No, that's fine. texture. Now, while you're making textures, has anybody ever done a rubbing? Rubbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Gravestone. I have two on gravestone.
Gravestone, right? What else did you do that on? Well, yeah, maybe a wood block, right? If it had a strong grain in it, or a tree trunk, the bark, right?
Leaves.
Yeah, you can lay some leaves or something, and lay your paper over it and rub, right? And that would leave an impression, a series of textures, right? So there's lots of different ways of making textures. Okay, and making marks is just one way. Okay, there's a whole art to making textures. All these pictures, by the way, are from Valley, Alabama.
I wondered where the word's beautiful.
Yeah, that's the Chattahoochee River you're looking at down there. Huh? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's not exactly what we wanted to do. Is it? Well, okay. Yes. Now I know how to get out of it. Yay. I might figure this TV out yet. All right. Effective, yes. Say what? No, those are shapes.
You say I'm lost, that's okay.
No, texture.
I look and look where he will explain it.
You see, right here? That's a texture.
Can you tell?
Okay, call it a detail. I don't care. It's a texture. Okay? That's a texture. Right? Cross hatching. That's a texture. textures. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Somebody's getting me there. Somebody's going to do a little rubbing like that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. See, find things around the room. Good. Extra wrong. Okay, you guys had about enough?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your brain fried? How about you guys out there?
I'm happy.
You're happy? Okay. How many textures you come up with, Bob?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 10, 12.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I want you to look carefully at the drawing that I'm sharing with you right now. Okay?
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah, how about that? There's a lot of,
There.
yes, all over the place, right?
Yeah.
And what two techniques is this person using? Actually, they're using three. But, you know, what are the main two that they're using to create those textures?
Hatching.
Value?
What was that, Bob?
Hatching.
Yes, there's some cross-hatching.
Right. And there's some stippling, looks like.
Ah, stippling. There we go. Everybody know what stippling is? Stippling is, yes, if you just tell me. Yeah, stop.
There's some contour hatching.
Yeah. Like right along the edges here, see where they're coming back in and going back over. See, they're building a range
Contrast?
of value or contrast in there, right?
Yeah.
And because you have a range, like on this shape right here, because you have a range of value from light to dark, it doesn't look like a flat shape, does it? It looks like it's kind of round. Who would have thunk it, right? See, you know, we talked about that range of values you need at least like, what, how many? You need 5 values, 5. Okay, has to be a minimum of 5. You can't do it with 3, can't do it with 4. You're gonna have 5 values, okay? All right, so would you say that this person who's sitting here stippling away and cross-hatching and stuff like that, would you say that they're being rather effective at creating a range of texture?
Yes.
Ah! Yeah, I'm trying to get your brains going here, you know?
Thank you.
But they have
Oh,
advantages.
this person's pretty sick.
Uh-huh, yeah, they are. Yes, well, I would say infinitely patient.
Well, that too.
Now, how about this guy?
Van Gogh.
Now, that's not Van Gogh,
Oh,
Well-
that's somebody we're supposed to know.
Mr. Rembrandt.
Rembrandt. There's
Yes, Rembrandt van Rijn. Okay, it's one of his self-portraits. Okay,
Looks very surprised.
yes. Well, that was the idea, to try to get some expression. Okay, but look at the textures that he's creating. See? And this process is called, anybody?
Scribbling.
How about cross-hatching? Yeah, so you see he's laying down a series of lines, right, in one direction, and then he's slightly offsetting them, right, with the next passage to build up value. See, the more passes you make, the darker that area gets, right? the more open it is, the lighter it stays, the more tight it is, the darker it gets, right? It's all about how many lines are in one little space. Okay, but you see, he's putting those lines down, but he's not putting them just straight up and down, is he?
No.
Now, he's following the form, see, that he's trying to allude to, right? So, you know, he knows that that cheekbone is round, so he's not just making a straight line at a horizontal or a vertical. He's actually angling it, and he's also, as he's doing it, it's not a straight line, it's a slight curve to it. Okay? Just a little bit, right? And when you do that, see, then it begins to kind of give your brain, the viewer, the idea of, oh, that's not flat. You know, he's got a big nose and it's sticking out there a long way, right? You know, see? So, my Rembrandt. Come on. How about this guy?
Great perspective.
But again, the technique that he's using is cross-hatching. Okay?
Who made this one, Charles?
Say what?
Who did this one?
I don't know.
Was it you?
No. Wow. No. But again, look at the use of the cross-hatching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, the more of these, the tighter they are, the darker the value is, right? The more open they are, you know, the more you can keep kind of a light to midterm value, right? Okay. So it's all about the number of lines you put down, right? The more you put down, probably the darker it's going to get. Everybody following so far?
So far.
Come on. There we go. Ah. How about this? Not a lot of cross-hatching in there, is there?
Nope.
But there's a lot of, you know, some stippling. He's still using like a lineal stroke, right? And he's definitely following the direction and form of things, right? And you can see some actual hatching in small little areas there. But for the most part, you know, it's this lineal kind of hatch that isn't really like a cross hatch, but it's just, you know, it's almost just barely offset, right? And he's building up his textures and his values, right? And then, of course, he's also using positive and negative shapes, right? He's filling areas in black, leaving other shapes white, right?
But could he be using like a paintbrush?
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, he could be using like a small, like, you know, brush. Yeah, I don't know how big this is. I would imagine it's not real big.
A lot of work in that picture.
How about this guy?
Hatching mainly
Yeah, mainly hatching, right?
with some contour.
Yeah,
Hatch.
yeah, kind of up in here, right?
And
a
a
little
white,
spit.
and a white pen or pencil or crayon or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, they use like a white piece of chalk or something like that, or maybe like gouache, right? And they also, this is probably done in what they call an ink wash technique. So they probably put down, you know, their line drawing in India ink, and then they took that India ink and they thinned it way down, so it's just very light, and they filled in and washed, you know, that whole area and the outside, you know, with just a wash to get a tone, a very light value. And then they came back in with a brush and some gouache, you know, for the highlight. Okay. These are all very, by the way, very traditional drawing techniques. Okay, nothing new about these. But you can see, come on. There we go. Ah. All right. How about this one?
Blurred,
Kind of blurry, huh?
her face, blurred.
Ah, I wonder why. Maybe the artist's intention was not to be like real detail on the face, right? But you kind of get the feeling, what's going on here?
She's in shadow.
Yeah,
She's but parts of the light are
Yeah.
hitting.
right. The light is coming in from the high upper right, from behind her more, right? Not from the front, but really from behind her, right? And it's casting a shadow over most of her figure, except for, her legs, which are coming forward, right? So you see the cast shadow of the arm, right? So the legs and this drapery is lit up. Her back, her shoulder, the outside of her forearm is lit up, right? Maybe the tip of her nose. But the rest of her is in shadow. And to answer your question, young man, okay, does she look blurry? Yes. Okay, why? Why would the artist not put a lot of detail in the face?
Didn't want to emphasize her face. Wanted to emphasize the white in the dress or the covering.
Okay, yes, Karen?
Most of the time, you know, concentrate on the face. So to blur it out, and more concentrate on the face.
Well, the dress, or maybe the mood of the piece.
To me, I can see the white part.
Yeah, because he's trying to give you some feeling of, what was that word that we talked about earlier today? Spamato. Yes, that's right. Yes, see, so he's creating depth in space. It's not real deep space, but he is. See, by keeping less detail in that face and all, you see the figure, you see the shadow, you get the idea, but you don't get caught up in, oh, I think I saw her in Saturday Evening Post, right? So, moving on. Whoop. All right. I don't want you bigger, darling. I want you to go away. There we go. Ta-da! Okay. Anybody remember the Japanese woodblock print that we looked at? Yes? No, maybe? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a while, maybe about 4 months, 5 months, right? Okay. But oddly enough, that looks a lot like that one called The Wave, right? And in fact, yeah, it's kind of a copy of that. But again, see, they're using this contour kind of lineal hatching, right? To create value, movement, form, right? See, and you can do all that with something really simple as a line, or a series of lines.
Charles, that one reminds me of another artist that I like called MC Escher.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. It's, yeah, actually, we're going to look at some Escher drawings. Okay.
Wow.
Hey, Prince Charles.
It's not a stippling.
Actually, some, but it's mainly hatching.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's all little fine lines, right?
Does hatching mean going in one direction, or I thought it was going in both directions?
That's cross hatching. Cross hatching. Or hatching. See? Now.
Cross hatching different from hatching?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Because cross hatching, you would be turning the direction of the lines to you know, somewhere close to a 90-degree angle.
Okay.
Okay. See? Hatching, right, and particularly when you're doing a figure, you probably don't want to use crosshatching. And the reason you don't want to use crosshatching is it tends to flatten things out, look like a flat surface. But when you offset it, say at 45-degree angle, right, or a 30-degree angle to each other, right, all of a sudden you have a direction, you have movement, you have form, right?
So true pattern, pointed out, this here is
Yeah. So look, you know, see, he's got the cast shadow, right? And then he's got some other lines coming back, but they're not 90 degrees, right? You know, they're at less than that. And so you see, it still keeps the eye kind of moving in that direction. It doesn't stop.
so the difference is crosshatch.
So you would say hatching is less than a 90-degree angle.
Yeah. Yeah.
We both have the same dress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hatching is parallel lines.
Pardon?
Hatching is parallel lines, whereas you're crossing those parallel lines with different degree angles to create whatever the kind of image you're looking for.
But it's not a flat 90 degree.
Right.
Now he gets close. He gets close out here in the background, right? See these how they're kind of coming across, and it kind of flattens that area out. But you see here on the nose, see he's kind of moving. Everything's kind of flowing and moving around the form, right? Okay.
So Charles,
What-
I'm trying to understand, did he use a white pen also with the dark pen?
No, I think he used, you know, like a series of like fine line pens. Some were a little thicker
Right.
and some were a little finer. Okay.
What about the eyebrows?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he came back in with, some gouache or something like that and, highlighted the eyebrows. Possible. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, look at that.
Okay. Now you see he's got these fossils that are laying on the paper. And then you see he's done the fish with, these lineal, long lines and strokes, right? And then some stipple, which created the scale pattern. And then over here, well, you see those are still more fossils. Okay. But now if you had to draw those fossils, how would you do that?
Looks like a photograph almost.
Well, it is a photograph.
No, I mean, is it a photograph of the fossils and then he drew?
Yes, the fossils are actual real.
Oh, that's what I wondered, yeah.
Yeah, they're actually sitting on the paper. Notice the cast shadows?
Right,
Notice that the fish is not cast in the shadow?
no.
Right.
Not 3D.
Yeah. So evidently he's trying to weigh down his drawing so that it doesn't blow away.
But that looks great. I'm glad he did it that way.
Yeah. But you see, if you had to draw that fossil, hatching, stippling, to kind of create those textures, right? That might be a good way to approach it.
Charcoal with taken out.
Yeah, lots of.
Charles, can I ask a question?
Pardon?
Can I ask a question? On the tail of the fin and the tail, on the edge of the tail, it looks like it's a lot thicker. So we used a thicker pin there, a thicker pointed pin there, and then then the lines of the body of the tail and the fin, he used a much thinner pointed pencil, a pen.
Yeah. I'm sure he used a variety of either pinpoints, or if he used those, fine line pens, then he used a range of the, thicker or thinner, right? To create.
How do you think he kept from having to erase, and how did he keep from making a mistake or like a jagged oops line?
Well, you pick up that paper and throw it away and start over again.
Well, either that, or you take a paintbrush, a very fine paintbrush with some gouache in it, and you go back in and you put in a fine white line,
There you go. Okay.
see? Or, you touch it up.
Right.
Yeah, I've done a lot of that. So, all right. Anyway, everybody's getting the idea, right? Okay. Of
Well, that,
now this is a little blurry because it's kind of a small image, but you can kind of tell what's going on there. So you see they mainly use hatching, right? Different hatching techniques, right? And created values, dark, light, right? Okay. So you see, just using a simple thing like lines, you can allude to all kinds of images, right? You don't, not everything has to be outlined, right? Okay. Keep that in mind.
hey, Charles,
Yes,
I see a face under the bridge.
you do?
Yeah.
Have we got a troll?
No, no. See the two eyes and the nose and then the mouth is smiling?
Kind of, yeah, okay. I think yeah. Here's eyes, nose.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not getting, well, maybe that's lips, I don't know. Yeah, okay. Yes. Yes, we're, Rebecca, that's called seeing things like in clouds, seeing what you want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, I don't know. He or she, whoever did this, may have intended to do such things.
Mhm.
Maybe not. Okay, so now, if you weren't crazy before, doing something like this would leave you as a candidate, for the nut farm. Okay? But it can be done. Okay? Now, how long do you think it took this person to do this?
A while.
Yes, just a little while. Okay? Yeah. And it's a nice snowy scene and stuff, but man, this person really didn't have much going on in life because they had a lot of time to put into this, right? Yeah.
You talk like you're talking about scratchboard artists.
Yeah. I kind of am. Hint, hint.
Is this scratchboard?
No.
No, this is a pen and ink.
Yeah, this is pen and ink.
So is the water supposed to be frozen or is it still flowing?
Well, part of it's frozen. But there we go. All right. We've had a lovely relationship. It's time to move on. Come on, get off my screen. I just want you to go away. And it won't. It refuses.
My goodness. Maybe we should talk about it some more.
Yes, well, what can one say that one has not said already? Okay, well, there's the one before. There we go. All right. All right. So, somebody did a little self-portrait there. Yeah. And again, they, all just one. All right. So why am I taking up all your time showing you these things? Well, the reason, okay, stop here. The reason that I'm doing such a thing is, I want you to keep in mind that as you're drawing, texture, hatching, stuff like that.
Can't hear you.
Hatching, textures, things like that can be used to pretty good effect, right? To help you kind of create this illusion of form or distance, right, in your drawing. And particularly if you're drawing landscapes, houses, people, trees, Just about anything.
anything.
Yeah. You know, even still life, right? You know, you're drawing grapes and things like that, right? So if you're trying to draw a grape, are you going to make this straight line for the grape, or are you going to try to go around the grape? See, which one would tell you that that is round? Okay. So, you know, this requires thought, right? Not just looking and doing, but actually looking at something and figuring out, oh, okay, how am I going to say that I'm drawing an apple and that that apple is round? Or that if the apple is cut in half, that the outside shape of it is round and the surface of it is flat. Okay? Where you cut into it, right? So, all right. How are we doing time with that? Okay. I'll tell you what, it's 10:54. All right, let's take about 5 minutes. You got to go to the bathroom, you know, check your phone, whatever. All right, when you come back, we're going to draw for the rest of the class.
Do we need a drawing pen?
Pardon?
Do we need a drawing pen?
No,
Okay.
a pencil,
Okay.
chalk, whatever.
Pencil.
Yeah, I can, yeah, I'm going to go get some more.
Mostly I couldn't hear you because that fan is so noisy.
Okay. Can you get some paper? I'll send you an email.
Charles? Get around.
Then I have to get out of the country by the night.
Right. But the problem is, we're allowed. So, but
Oh, we can grow Susan.
grow, yes, we can grow too.
Yeah,
We might do that one. Oh, one. Your one. L-I-W-I-T. Okay. Okay. All right. If you need, back in.
Two things.
Let's not. I mean, well, again, I'm maybe. That's why I keep saying, nothing about the program. Maybe a great book, but may not fit. Very much. Very much. Even like, a lot of people will move in. And one of them. One. They're spending their money. Again, what they're thinking about. There's no doubt that well within their right. So, buying whatever that's the problem. One, finding a place to being aware of what's out there. Always good. And then taking the time. Yeah. All right. All right, let's see.
Charles, can I just mention I may have to leave a few minutes early from class today.
Can I
It's
what?
too much. I'll email you.
Can you what?
I'm going to have to leave a few minutes early today.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
whatever I miss, I may email you to send.
Oh, okay. Yeah, catch you up. Well, mainly what we're going to be doing is we're going to be drawing. But if you want me to send you the image that we're working from, that's fine. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay?
Thank you.
There we go. All right, so let's close this. And okay, good. Let's see what else we got here. Line decker, landscape. Do you want to do figures or? Yeah, no. So there were some good reclining poses there. Where did it go? Perspective, images. What is that doing? What is that doing? Hmm? It's a line, but what is it doing? Curving. And see, here it begins to move backward. We're creating form. So if you use some of the texture across that, you could get the idea of the light, shadow, and the form. And the
I may be thinking how
well, yeah, you might start out. Yeah, like you might put a darker line here, and then for this, there may be a lot of tiny little lines, and maybe going back across them to get the value, right? And then see the value is different here than here. See, it's lighter. So you're not going to put as many lines. It's not going to be as dark. You'll take those down.
So when it's darker, do you put more line or no?
Yeah, where it's darker, you're going to have a lot more lines than where it's lighter.
I still don't quite know all those special terms and all these things, so I was looking up for like big, and I can't see well, yes, I think it's interesting. I can't see too well on those lines. So I use a phone to take.
I have to do the same. I cannot stand too long. Okay. I have to lean and so.
I like the first picture that you showed us now. So but I didn't take a picture.
Well, that's too
It's
complicated.
very
No.
clearly like how to do
It's
it.
beautiful, it's too complicated. Drawing that one.
You mean the landscape?
No, no, no.
Still complicated.
The first page that you showed, is a line.
Oh, the Rembrandt. Yeah. Okay.
I would like to take a picture of that. Then you show very clearly how to. The other one.
Okay. Well, I'll
After finishing.
yeah, sometime, yeah, I'll try to pull that up for you. Okay. Or I can email it to you.
Okay.
That would be the better solution
Yes.
if I just sent you an email. Okay. Fine. All right, everybody back? Yes, we are.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Go back to the pumpkin.
This is pretty boy. I wanted to ask you this. Like, what do you mean? Are you sure it's line or did they do the,
Yeah, it's all wrong.
oh, this is so
Yeah.
rough, so not acrylic, not anything.
No, it's line, very fine line. Okay, guys. All right, let's see. Back up. All right, so everybody ready to draw? Everybody got paper? Everybody got something to draw with?
I have a question. What happens when you
I have no idea. I didn't see her. No, I don't think she had a whiteboard.
This one that I got is too big for this.
What's too big? It's fine.
Yeah, but
Use newsprint, whatever you want to do. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we all ready to go? Yeah, we got 7 of you. All right, everybody. Let's see who's here. All right. So Rebecca is here. Veronica, Bob. Whoop. Okay. Well, what did I do? What is Susan is here. Eloise is here. John's here. Yay. All right. All right. So we're going to get going. Now, here's the thing. I want you to try to use some of that hatching process, right? So that you can begin to build up form on the image that you're drawing, okay? Now, you'll have from now to the end of the class, we're only doing one drawing, okay? You can draw as much of the image or as little as the image, right? As you want to. So you don't have to draw everything, right? But try drawing, it's flowers, I'll warn you, okay? But try to draw at least one flower and some of the stem and leaves, okay? Minimum. All right, and away we go. Are we excited?
Jumping up.
We're supposed to
Okay.
cross hatching,
Huh?
hatching and cross hatching.
Yep. Yeah, or it's stipple,
Okay.
or a little of both, or all of it, okay? All right, can everybody see that? Yep. Really clearly? Okay, if you need to move up, get closer or something like that, that's fine. Okay, so again, you got almost an hour, not quite, but almost. Well, actually closer to 45 minutes. Okay, you got about 45 minutes. Take your time. Did everybody hear me? When I said you can draw as much of this or as little of it as you want, right? So do you have to do like 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers? No. You might want to concentrate just on this flower and maybe some of, the flowers that are opening, just this little section right here, right? Okay. So you don't have to draw everything. You can, you don't have to. The main thing is, what I want you to do is I want you to use, try to use a little bit of that, building up the value by using hatching or stippling. Okay? Rather than just scribbling, rubbing. Okay?
Question.
Yes,
If I ask you to send me those pictures, can you send it?
I will be happy to email
Okay.
this picture to everyone.
Well, thank you.
Okay?
Don't have to take pictures.
Right. Yeah. See, I try to make your life easy.
You tell me if I might.
You are. Yeah.
I got one on this blog.
Huh?
That first portrait that you showed,
Yeah.
I would love to.
Oh, the Rembrandt?
Yeah.
Yeah, she wants the Rembrandt as well. I'll tell you what, I'll send the Rembrandt to everybody and I'll send that to
I'm
you.
not ready for this thing.
Oh, okay, that was it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that was it. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put on some music and I'm gonna make all these guys be quiet. I think. Here, yeah, go like that. And usually, where'd it go? Well, okay, we're in sharing mode. I can't do that. Somebody's got some noise in the background there. Can you mute yourself, please? John is. Hey, Richard. How are you? Are you drawing today?
No, just watching.
Oh, well, okay. Well, you're going to watch 45 minutes of everybody else drawing.
Okay, that's fine.
You sure you don't want to get a pencil and start making some marks?
I may try that.
Yeah, we got plenty of time. Again, even if you don't draw everything, just try to draw some of it.
Okay, now I need to make yourself transparent.
Yes, I know. I know. It's so, what can I say? It's so hard. Well, I'm trying to make them disappear too, so. All right, let's see, there we go. All right, small, there we go.
Thank you, Charles.
You're welcome.
Thank you for asking.
No way. Okay. So tell me your name again. Candace. Brenda. Miss Brenda. Candace and that's Dick. See you guys. All right. Thank you. We'll see you next Wednesday.
I don't think you did a very good job of firing.
I don't know who that is because everybody else is muted. Let's see. I think that's Richard. Okay. think we got it. Right now, it's dark, right? Yeah, forever is. Say what? Or split.
Is it going?
Yeah. You might want to draw a little bigger. Yeah, you're trying to draw this really small. Yeah. Yeah, bigger might be better. And the reason I'm not drawing this is I've already done this. That's actually my studio, and I put pictures. Huh? Yeah, I painted it a couple of times. And drawn it. Here, look at the top of my head. Okay. You notice the hair's going away up there, right?
You know what that means? Wisdom.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of wisdom from trying to draw things like this.
I leave your haircut is cheap.
Yes, my haircut is very cheap. It's free.
Or you do it yourself.
That's right. That's that clippers, put it on a guard, go all over my head, go all over my face, same thing. Done. You can't get somebody in it. But you could let it all grow out. Then I would look like they would be tracking me down in Washington State. Looking for me as the missing link. And I left somebody back. So, let's say you
The sheriff will tell us how things are.
and then
So how can I fix?
Anybody have any challenge in making like petals in the back feel like they're going back and the ones coming forward? Right. Okay. So my suggestion is that you look at the image, squint your eye down, all right? And you look at the values and the contrast. One foreground have more white and more dark. And the ones in the background tend to be overall a little bit darker. And the values tend to be closer together. See? Remember we talked about schemato, right? And what happened is it moved back. The values got closer together, right? And that's what happened in the front. And the petals in the back, the values get closer to each other. The ones in the front get further apart. Everybody okay with the blue? That sounds like an airplane back there. Almost ready for liftoff. So you're more in the right direction on that. So keep build up good. Yeah. Yeah, it could be any kind of pattern texture. Could be hatching, could be stippled. I hate to tell you, but it is. So on Monday, outside of the meeting. But what I'll do is I will email these out a little bit later today to everybody. So they have that image. I'll send the Rembrandt movie, and I'll try to find other than that, like the wash.
Yeah, that's the one.
Had a little bit of going on.
Like there was square and flat square.
Okay. Have a nice weekend, everybody.
All right, so everybody, have a great weekend.
You too.
Thank you for coming. And we'll see you on Monday morning.
Margarita time now.
Well, you were headed down the right one, and then I will read a little over. One of those things where we take time, right? Really slowly, you know, they were, yeah, you put it in a walk. We create a confidence. So you got a couple, I think, one, you know, you got one need to brush it on the other. Yeah.
This is the book that I paid $5. You told me one thing that I paid so much money for. I mean, when I went to Michael, they had it in $7 there. In Dollar Creek.
Well, see, that's really nice. It might even be, probably not archival paper, but it's pretty good drawing paper. It's got a nice feel to it. And it's a ring binder, and, you know, you needed to buy about, 20. And then you would have it. Probably a bond paper. Yeah, but it's got a nice feel to it. So use it for pencils or you wanted to
Nothing is going anymore.
No, nothing.
Just an anything.
Yes, back in about the 1960s or 70s, things were $1. Yeah, they stopped that. Very quick.
Like a gift card, like a birthday card, it's a good deal. I have a $2 for $1. Just take a look.
All right. Anyway, thank you all for coming.
So,
Oh, wait a minute. Before you leave, okay? Yes. Yeah, I need you to sign in. Okay.
what's missing one click? What's missing one click?
Put it back over there, right here. Let me get a page. And everybody, hey, how you doing? Just put your name and the number and stuff. Right back.
Something in it?
I need you to sign in. Yeah, every day we come here now. How many people? All that fun stuff. Well, And right along there. That's it. Yeah, that was from the town, so I didn't walk out.
So my husband, are you gonna be
Your husband is a movie.
then we are not the focus on Sunday, this congregation. I just haven't that.
Well, yeah, well,
More expensive than land. That's correct.
yeah, I mean, well, it's all around.
We're renting.
Yeah, you're renting a house.
Right.
That's what we're renting. Right now, all the rents are high. So, you know, I mean, we can do that. My rent double.
I mean, my family. Just in the city, no way, shape, or form to train myself to own a house. But I said, you know, we've been staying in the hotel, we had enough money, we're already ready, but the whole week, we have to move basically more out. We were, where we were gonna live, we rented for a $3 million. It's the first time we were scared to take up. We didn't know them. We were there, driving with the board. They had working college students on there. We couldn't say one another day. And we moved to never see a hotel. We never see a house. The people had been tradition, but we wanted somebody out there. And we did. And we all moved there. So I was like, this is like, oh, in the front. We're kind of, and putting work.
That's where I got
We rented an apartment, but we can't move into it until September. That's about the housing fee.
Bye. Hey, Eloise.
Hi, I'm still sitting here trying to struggle through this drawing.
Well, I'm going to email it to everybody, okay?
Okay, well, I sent in what I had done, but it's quite a mess to me.
Oh, it's okay. It's fine.
Hey, have a good weekend and thanks a lot.
All right, you too.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.